Good morning and welcome back to Drove One, everybody. We are still at Devil's Den State Park on our Thanksgiving trip. This is day 3 that we've been here. Yesterday I had to drive in and go to work, but I'm back here today and I don't know what we're gonna do today, but Sarah's making biscuits. We have this awning set up with all these walls. It's actually really nice. It's pretty cold this morning. It's below freezing, somewhere in the upper 20s, I'd say. Yesterday was like 26. I think it's a little bit warmer this morning, but this thing, I've got a buddy heater running in there, plus Sarah has the big stove in there. It is super warm in there. It's really nice. It's making me want to get a 270 awning with walls for the camper so we could have that around the kitchen and everything on our normal trips, because it's just kind of brutal sometimes when it's, you know, in the 20s or lower and you've got little kids and you're trying to cook breakfast. This awning works really good and does hold some heat in, but not near as much as that with the walls. When we've got it set up like this and we've got the stove going here, it'll hold quite a bit of heat under here and it's not too bad. But to have something like around the kitchen here and around the side where the kids could eat in a warm spot and we could cook in a warm spot, there's times that would be really nice. So we might have to look into that. But Sarah's making biscuits. The chaos is all in there. Making hot chocolate, coffee, got a fire going. And we're gonna find something to get into today. I don't know what yet, so you're welcome to join in. Hot chocolate in a sippy cup.
Yep.
You're a lucky baby.
She's looking at it. But she can't prove it. Mommy, I have to have milk.
I will add milk.
And store them really good. I want milk in mine too, Mommy. Can I set you? She can't
Who
prove
does
it.
not want milk?
I want milk.
Anybody not want milk?
What will my face when you put milk in?
Some nice straight grained red oak right there. Some of my favorite wood to split. It's not always my favorite wood to burn because for some reason, like this log, it's very dead and been down for a long time. But these red oak tends to hold a lot of moisture in its heart. So this has been dead a long time, but it'll have a ton of moisture in it. So if you can get it dry, it burns really good. But if it's a kind of a rotten tree or a standing dead tree, they tend to hold moisture. Even in a wood pile, they'll hold moisture for a long time. It's the way red oak is in my experience. But it splits really good, especially with a splitting wall. If you really want to split wood, that's what you need. If you want to chop wood, smoke. If you want to chop wood, you use an axe. If you want to split wood, use a splitting wall. And if you want to do kindling, you get a hatchet. I usually carry my hatchet. This is kind of a big one, but I can actually do some pretty good chopping with this if I need to cut kind of my back up to a chainsaw. If I need to, I can cut a small tree out of the road. I carry this hatchet, and then I carry this splitting maul in the winter so we can really split some wood. It's not super sharp. It's not designed to be super sharp. It's designed to be heavy and to split wood. And that's what it does. Ah, perfect.
Looking good?
Yep. You can see the water boiling out of that piece of red oak now that I put it on there. Which, once you got a hot fire going like this, you can keep it going and it'll boil the water out of there and burn the wood. It's just at a little slower pace, so it won't consume your wood as fast. But it's a little bit harder to get it started when it's got that much moisture in it. In case you don't know what a red oak is, we'll just have a lesson on red oaks. This big tree right here, that one, that is a red oak. They get really big a lot of times, really pretty trees. And this is what their leaves look like. That's an oak leaf, a red oak leaf. You can tell it's so pointy on the ends. A white oak is a similar shape, but the pointy parts will be a lot more rounded. And the white oaks tend to hold onto their leaves longer and stay green a little bit longer into the fall versus the red oaks. That's another red oak over there, get really big. That's a nice big tree. I don't know if there's any white oaks nearby, but lots of red oaks around here in Arkansas. I'm on baby duty here for a little bit, so Sarah can finish up the sausage gravy and scrambled eggs and biscuits. Playing with some checkers. She doesn't really know how to play checkers yet, but she can probably chew on them. I got the diesel heater running. It's ducted in right here. I actually brought both. We have 2 of the Vever diesel heaters. I think that's how you say it, Vever. We got 2 of the diesel heaters, which they're really nice because they have Bluetooth. My old one didn't have Bluetooth, so I can control it from my app up in the tent, and I can adjust the temperatures, and also have a thermometer in here so I know how warm it is in the camper if I'm in the tent, so I can make sure it's not getting too hot or too cold in here, which is super cool. I can just stay up there, check it on my phone, and then make all my adjustments. But I brought both diesel heaters this time because I usually run one with a splitter, and part goes in here and part goes up to the tent. But I thought, it's gonna be down in the 20s, I might want 2. And I've got power here, so I've got 120 volt power. I've got an inverter to give me 12 volts out of that, so I'm not worried about battery capacity here. So I'm running 2 diesel heaters. The problem is, the one going in here, I had on the lowest setting, and it was about right last night. The night before, I had it on like level 2, and the kids said it was too hot, even though my thermometer, well, I got my thermometer here right now. It gave me a more accurate reading. I had it somewhere else, and it was giving me an inaccurate reading. So it doesn't take a lot to keep this camper warm, even with all these windows, and these 2 doors over here are not insulated at all. So it still stays pretty warm in here. It's about 72 last night with it on the lowest setting. So, and it was upper 20s, so not that cold. But with 2 diesel heaters, or with a dedicated diesel heater coming straight in here, you could camp in this thing and be comfortable at some really, really cold temperatures, which is really good. The biggest problem would be our water would end up probably freezing our pump or our tank. So, yes, you having fun? But the diesel heaters are working great as usual. I wouldn't mind swapping to a gas burning one someday, because then I could run it off of a tank off of here. And then I'm going to put the old gas tank back under the camper so I can do a pump and refill the Suburban off of it on long trips. Or eventually, if I get a gas burning heater, then I could run the heater directly off that tank, and I wouldn't have to carry a third fuel. Because right now I'm carrying propane, gas for the vehicle, and diesel for the diesel heater, so it gets a little bit excessive on the variety of fuels I have to carry. So going propane or gasoline would be nice on my heater situation, so I don't have to carry diesel. But gasoline heaters are a lot more expensive. Diesel heaters are cheap, so, and they work great, so I'm happy with them. Anyway, we're gonna wait on breakfast, and we're gonna chill in here for a few minutes where she's got somewhere to play, and then we'll be a little bit happier. Yes, your happiness is essential, and we all know it. And you let us know it. Well, I think this will hold me over for breakfast. Sausage gravy, that's deer sausage, over my scrambled eggs. And then I've got muscadine, mimosa, and peach sumac jelly. So good selection today, some quality stuff here. Well, we're going for a hike on a trail now. We're gonna do a mixture of part of the Yellow Rock and part of one of the bike trails, because there's some cool stuff on it. So most of the kids run off with grandparents and aunt and uncles, so we just have the little ones back here in the back. I know we've showed this a lot before in our videos, but Devil's Den's just a really cool place. Lots of cool rock formations, really good biking trails. They had a bunch of new ones several years ago. I've showed some of those in our previous videos. I've been camping here since I was a kid with my family, so one of our favorites. We love coming here. Lots of hiking, biking, lots of stuff to do. So really good place if you're going to state parks in Arkansas, especially with kids. This one's one of the best. Just found this bird nest up here under this rock. It's got 2 acorns in it. Nothing's sitting on them though, so I don't know if they're gonna hatch. Well, we had a good little hike, had some lunch, and now we're packing up. We got the bathroom tent down, about to take the awning down, and we got to take this awning down, pack up all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff involved with packing, but we kind of pack it into the camper here. So we put our tables here, toilet goes here, put our ladders for the tent right here. Try to put all the heavy stuff in the back over the axle that I can. And then we've got all our bedding for the kids, foam pads, pillows, sleeping bags, all that go up here. And then we just kind of fill in some of our crates of stuff go in here, depending on how much stuff. Like we got cold weather gear that goes in there in some crates so we can pull it in and out. We got to pack up this awning, got the diesel heaters. Of course, on this trip, we brought my truck as well, just for extra space so we could bring some firewood and things like that. So it makes it a little easier. That's why we can bring big items like this awning and stuff, because we got extra space to haul them. So getting everything put back in its place in the camper takes a little bit, but we kind of have it all planned out. We know where everything's going, so it goes pretty quick. Oh, even our kitchen is packed kind of by weight and things, like our cast iron, our ovens, all that goes in this drawer on the bottom. Try to keep as much of our heavy stuff as low as possible. That's any off-road rig you're gonna build or buy. You want to keep in mind of keeping weight down low for center of gravity purposes. And then a trailer like this with so much body in front of the axle, we got to keep in mind tongue weight all the time. So fridge is back here, stoves are back here. We do have our big stove up here, which isn't necessarily the best spot, but it's not super heavy, and this is the best compartment for it, so it works out pretty good. But keeping as much of our heavy stuff down low. And this is a lot of our food storage right in here, and then these drawers are a lot of food storage and dishes, all our plates and cutlery and silverware and everything's in here. So it works out pretty good. We got our nesting pots and stuff here, cast iron skillets, ovens. So a lot of different stuff. We got like tent poles and rods and stuff over here, roasting sticks that can slide back in that compartment. So using every nook and cranny of this thing for storage and stuff like that. So it packs in pretty compact. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this thing by the time it's all said and done. But gotta finish getting packed up so we can get on the road and get home. Well, we are packed up and it is time to go home again. This is a nice little family trip, chill, not do anything crazy, but it's come to an end, so we got to head home. Looking forward to a lot of stuff I got coming up. I'm gonna try to work on the Suburban some this winter. We gotta get new tires soon, hopefully get to work on the rock sliders and the rear bumper, and a lot of stuff to work on that's gonna come up. It's gonna have to be done here pretty soon, so I'm pretty excited about some of that, but we just haven't got to it yet. But this winter we're gonna get to work on some stuff. So we're gonna head home, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.